Alright, everything should be set up now. Just getting ready to get started. I should be able to see the chat a little bit better now. Possibly. That's a maybe. Adjust my set a little bit. There we go. Welcome to the CAD stream, everyone. Hope you're ready to watch me fumble my way around Tinkercad. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just trying to get my earbud. Nope, didn't mean to do that. There we go. And let's see. Is that any better? Can you hear me now? I'm seeing green on my end at least, so you let me know whether or not it's fixed or not. Okay. So, as I was saying, this is the original version. It's also the version you see on screen right now. I want to basically redesign it from the ground up to where there's a base and a tube, and they interlock with each other to where the main reason for that being is so you can either change out tubes with a full one, or well, the second reason is to make it easier because the screw holes are on the inside of this tube. And so, with it being this long, you can't get a screwdriver down there very easily to screw it on. So, redesign because the original was based off of, well, literally used Slug's original base and then just extended it, add a little lip on the inside. So, we're gonna basically go from there. I also have to make two different sizes. See, I got one that's marked and one that's not. It's because I found that my ballistic balls I have two different sizes, so I have to essentially make one for one size and one for the other size, because from what I understand, they can vary a little bit. So hopefully these are the only two sizes to make. However, it should be fairly easy to make other ones that also work just by changing the inner diameter of the tube. So Let me turn my music down a little bit so I can hear myself think. There we go. Better. Alright. Oh. I do have lots of ballistic balls to work with, so. Okay. And calipers in case I need them. Just because anytime you're digitally designing, calipers are a must. Alright. Shall we get on with it? Because, yeah, so basically I need... Actually, I'm going to need this piece. Actually, I'm going to need a screwdriver because I'm going to have to take this piece off so I can actually measure it. Fantastic. Alright, give me 2 seconds and I'll grab a screwdriver real quick because apparently I forgot to grab that. Be right back. Alright, back in. Alright. Because I don't even, this is the original screwdriver I used. The hard part's getting it to actually catch. There we go. So I basically have to use 3 fingers, get the screwdriver in there, get it to catch on the actual screw so I can loosen it. Because in the long run, my goal is to turn the flak into an HPA blaster and have an HPA ballistic ball inline clip. That's the long-term goal, which should be fairly simple to do, but I want to make sure I got the ballistic ball functionality working first. Almost got it. Alright, there we go. So make sure I don't lose these screws. There we go. Because I'm thinking a base plate that goes all the way around here, but I just have to match it with this hole, and then ideally get an O-ring to press against the tube to help hold it in place. So similar to the Proud Papa, that idea. So, which shouldn't be too hard with this setup. Okay, and it's just a matter of getting the proper measurements. Make sure my calipers are set to 0. So I will say this project I've done no prep work with, so you get to see me go literally from the very beginning. Right, so 50.6, okay. Now I have my own shape collection here, like one of which was getting an actual smooth circle. Because if you ever work with Tinkercad, you know that these circles that they have are not smooth. They have flat sides on them. So I had to go through and make my own smooth circle and then save that shape. Okay. So it can't be any thicker than... Let's see. You went with 6. Yeah, so 6 should be fine. I'm going to make this 6 millimeters high. And then we'll get a nice... That should hold the base. which is 18.6. So I need another one. This 18.6. 18.6. Then lining them up is really simple. There we go. So what's everybody else doing this evening? Put that over there for now. I'm doing this for a little bit, so I am going to adjust myself. Scoot you guys a little closer, hopefully not too close. Let's see, how's my camera look? Alright, so again, apologies for the bit of a shaky camera. I'm on a tray table at the moment, so like that. There we go. Alright. The interesting part will be, I have an idea of what I need to do with the bottom of the tube to actually get it to interlock, but I haven't quite figured it out yet. Yes, I'm building a ballistic ball inline clip for the flak, which has a ballistic ball attachment, but I'm making a inline clip. Alright. So then we have the inner holes, which are 3.5. Not too far from the edge. Actually, the best way to do it would be to measure from the inner hole to the outer hole, figure out how much space there needs to be between the two of them, which is 9.4. So I know that here, I'm going to move this out of my way for right now. And let me bring this over here so I can actually get the proper measurements. Let me get this. So the size of the hole is going to end up being, let's see. So he's got it currently set for 3.59. Just curious what the measurement on this is. Whoop. One second. Let me get this number and I'll answer your question. Okay, so it's a good bit bigger. Okay. So it's actually not a huge deal. That's the exact measurement. Because this is currently set for, so I'm going to say 3.5. So I need 3.5. 3.5. Alright. So does that work with the area? Does that work with the area of the two closest? I'm trying to understand the question. You'll have to forgive me. I mean, it would work the same way as Slug's attachment, where it just screws on here, on the edge here. The only difference is mine, I'm hoping to have a base that the tube twists onto, using an O-ring between the two pieces to help give it a seal. That's the plan currently. Because I really wanted it to be as long as the blaster, because when it was a little shorter, it just looked kind of funny. So I really wanted it to be all the way out to here. Alright, and now I need to measure. Actually, I should probably measure this. That'd be the easiest thing to do. Actually, no. Measure it from here. So 9.4. Okay. So I know that this circle is 9.4 millimeters away from this. So let me grab Other thing you're going to want whenever doing this is calculators. So plus 9.4. So 44. Okay. So I know that this needs to be 44 millimeters. Because that would be, and then I can just make this center with that. There we go. There we go. Then, what you can do, to make it easier so I don't have to measure it the other way, what I'll do is I'll just make a duplicate, and then I'll take that duplicate, send it negative 100 down so it's out of my way, then I can select everything. No, not that one. And then just rotate it 180 degrees, and then just bring this circle that I duplicated back up to the surface. Now it's exactly where it needs to be. Yeah, unfortunately, June, I'm an extreme novice. I don't understand any of the science behind what I'm doing. I just do it. I have no idea what any of that means, unfortunately. I wish I did. It's something I need to learn. I think I need to adjust my... Let me raise this up some so you guys can see more of my work area. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I'm not a 3D design. I've done some 3D design, but I'm not like I'm no I'm no Heath or GDOP or anything like that. There we go. All right, so I know that this is my base. So like this is my starting base for what I know that I need for the exact base. So from as far as like connecting it, well, not quite. I gotta do some counter setting for the screws, but other than that, that is the base. Which is, I mean, it's very simple right now, but that's I usually start simple and I'll try to make it smoother as I go. Well, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I've never designed a full blaster. I've designed little bits here and there that I find to be useful. I just gotta make sure that... Man, do I have to raise that up a little higher? I'm trying to keep the... maybe zoom out a little bit. Make it a little bit easier. I'm trying to keep you guys... So, to keep it to where you guys can actually see what I'm doing. Alright. So... Let me go ahead and do my countersunk screws while I'm thinking about it. Grab myself a cone. And then I know that this needs to be, let me to properly countersink this hole. So the top of the head is 5.25. 5.25 and doesn't need to be that tall. So really that only needs to be about probably 4. Yeah, 4 would be good. So actually, easiest way to do this, I'm going to need 2 of these. So you duplicate that and ungroup this. Because again, the Tinkercad has some really useful tools. So if I just raise this up and raise, and raise that up. All I have to do is make a hole. Didn't mean to do that. Make sure I'm actually selecting both of them. There we go. Use the alignment tool, and then I can just get it to line up like that. So, obviously I still gotta put this down back in the appropriate place. Let me get this one lined up real quick. It just makes it a lot easier just to, I don't have to like put it at the exact measurements. I can just use the alignment tool to get things where I want them to be. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so I know that this needs to go down to 6. And 6. Which means this is 4, so it's going to have to be 2 off the base. And this is also going to have to be 2 off the level. Alright, now I should, theoretically, have a countersunk hole for the screw. Tinkercad sometimes likes to take a little bit to load up. Because this is still a free software that I use, so it's not Fusion 360 or anything. Yeah, so as you see, we get these nice. Yeah, that should do. So there we have our base. Again, pretty simple. It's a bunch of circles and 2 cones. The fun part will be building the actual tube. Well, thank you, Zach. I really appreciate that. I try to find interesting things on Tinkercad. I look around, see what's going on. Try to do something interesting. I really appreciate that compliment. I really do. Alright, let's see here. So I already know. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I already know that it's going to end up needing to be 172 in total. So let me make it 170. Well, actually, no. Let me do the math on this real quick because I'm going to need to know exactly how big it's going to need to be. So let me get my. Anybody else have a hard time measuring circles? Because I'm trying to find the exact center of the circle. So it's a little bit of squish there. Huh. I appreciate that as well, June. I really do. So just about 43. No, actually. So, yep, 43. 43 millimeters. Yeah, so the smaller ones are 43 millimeters. I do that all the time when I'm doing voice to text with voice to text, and it's just like, nope, not tonight. It's just not working. All right, so you are about. Yeah, so the smaller ones are 43 millimeters. The larger ones are about 44.6 millimeters. It's enough of a difference to warrant an entirely new system because if I design it for the larger one, the smaller ones don't get a good enough pop. Yes, you do. And I will get that printed off as soon as I can. Because I started taking commissions for the Maryland Nerf Herder group locally for all the people that I have agreements with for local commissions. And I got a couple of links commissions that I had to do, and that ended up taking up printer time. All right, so let me go ahead and duplicate this just so I can have the numbers for later. So the goal is to have at least, well, let me look at how much space I have to work with. I need a bigger caliper is what I need. My calipers are not big enough. Actually, let me do it this way. What I'm looking at, I'm looking. I have my flak in my lap that I'm taking measurements off of. So 142. 42, so that's 184. Okay, so I have 184 to work with. Let me just put this in here before I forget about it. As far as like the space from here to here, I have 184 millimeters to work off of. Yeah, the Lynx is great. It really is. Like the one I'm building, it's almost done. I have to do a couple of tweaks, but they wanted a Lynx that was like the color scheme of the Kenner crossbow, so I had that. Let me run some quick numbers real quick. So 43. So no, hold on. So I got 184. Actually, no, that's not going to be 184. That's going to be -6. So that's going to be 178. So I have to include the base, which is going to have some height to it. So 178 divided by 43. Okay, so that's going to have enough for 4? Really? Yeah, okay. For some reason, I thought this was only a 3, but it actually holds 4. Does it still hold enough for 4 with the larger ones is the question. Let's see, 44.6. Alright, so it should. Theoretically, it should just about hold 4 of the larger as well. I might eventually go. Like, I really want it to be the same length because I really want it to go out to the end of the blaster. I really do. But if the performance is just not good enough, which for ballistic balls, then I'm going to have to consider going down to maybe 3. Alright, so I already know my 2 sizes. That I have a 43, so I'm going to make that 43.5. That way, because for an inline clip, you want it to be loose except for the very end of the barrel, because that's where it's going to be a seal, because the air is going to go around all the other projectiles into the one at the very front and push that one out. In case you didn't know how an inline clip works. So I know that that one is there, and so then the other one is going to be, because it's 44.6, so I should be able to just make that one 45 and be fine with that. Let's see, what is my barrels at? So they're 50, yeah, so there's plenty of wall space to go off of. Let's see. So, but I know I'm also going to need a base for the bottom. So 43.5, 43.5, and half of 43.5 because I'm dealing with a half a circle. By 2 would be 21.75. And again, I have a calculator open. I am not doing any of this in my head. Alright, so now turn this around. 180. So duplicate that as well. So then the other one is 40. I said just 45, right? Yeah, so 45. So 45. And 45. And then that one should be 22.5, right? Yeah. Yeah, that one I did do in my head. Simple math. I can do it. So that would be the bottom. So I lose 21.75 there, and I lose 22.5 there. Okay. And then for the tops, let's see. I'm going to end up wanting... I'm assuming I'm going to end up wanting something similar for the top. I should really stop doing 2 at a time and just focus on 1. That's what I should do. The nice thing is the base, you should be able to use the base for both. So if you have multiple size ballistic balls like I do, you should only have to change out the tube and not the base when you want to do it. Well, at least that's what I want to do, because I want to be able to use all of my ballistic balls. All right. Let's put those in there for now. Let's see. So I'm going to have to figure out the best. I'm going to need to get an O-ring in a second is what I'm going to need to do. No, not that one. Because like, that's the thing I'm going to need to do. I'm going to have to make the space for the O-ring to apply that little bit of pressure that I'm going to end up needing just to give it that seal. Because I'm thinking for... Like, I'm planning on doing at least for this one fairly simple. To where for the base it's going to be a peg, pretty much pegs that you can twist into place. Or I don't know, I might have to make the base a little bit thicker then. I'm trying to think of the best way to go about it. Because that's the thing that's currently causing me the most well, I guess the better thing to do would put a small peg, again, go exactly like go off the same idea as the Proud Papa, to where you have a peg on the side, 2 pegs on the side that you push down and twist in. So I might lose a little bit of my space doing that. That would probably be the best option though. Let's see. Because it wouldn't have to be large. Oh no, but then it would have to actually like... I'd have to make a tube that would actually go around it, which isn't what I wanted to do. It's like I wanted to do something in between the Proud Papa and the Meeker system. Something small but still durable. Because that's the... Yeah, I'll come back to that. I'll just work on the tubes for right now. So, move things I don't need over here for now. Because I can always make things smaller. Like, that's not the issue. Like, I can decrease the space when I don't need it. So, you come here. Flip you back around. Make you solid. Excuse me. So the main thing I want to do is bring the size down, because as you get to the top, you want to have it close the gap to where it'll seal around the ballistic balls. So I need to bring it down to 43, and well, actually a little less than 43 really. So I'm going to have to bring it down to a little less than to get a proper seal on it. A tiny bit less than 43 and a tiny bit less than 44.6. So this is unfortunately like where like I can't just, for these domes, it's not a simple matter of telling it I need to go from this size to this size. Unfortunately, I wish it was. If there is a way, I haven't figured it out yet, so I have to do a bit of a eyeballing to find when it goes from the original size of 43.5 down to about like 42.9, 42.8, something like that. So it's going to be a bit of guesswork to get there. So let it take a minute. I've got a lot of shapes on the board too, so it's going to make it take a little bit longer. And I'm on. Okay, so that only took about 10. Okay, so I know I'm going to have to go up a good bit more. Let me see if I drop it about 5. Yeah, this is where probably having a better system would be. This is where having a different system would probably be better. So okay, that's 42.3. So I already know I've gone too far. So let me drop down to 4 and see where that puts me. So hopefully this is not too boring for you guys. All right, I'm close. It's still a little too small, so I need to go down. I'm going to go down to 3.5 and see where that gives me. 42.9. All right, so that's good. So now I know that. So what this has basically told me is that that's how much I need to cut off the top. So 3.5 is what I want to be left with. So if I take this and I put this up by 3.5, cover up all that, and then group these two together. All right, now I have the tip. So now at the very tip of the blaster, it'll give me a good seal, ideally. Actually, I'm going to have to do something similar with this because I need that to be lined up with this hole here, which is 18.6. So I'm basically going to have to do the same thing here where like the bottom of this one's going to have to be 18.6. Yeah, unfortunately, Tinkercad, just general CAD in general is fairly boring to watch. So I'm not surprised not too many people are watching this one. It's just not. it's a very slow process to actually make stuff. What was my number? 18.6. Okay. So I do the same thing with this, which should ideally be 7. Actually, I can probably go up to 10 because this one's going to be pretty. If it's a little bit bigger, it's not going to be too much fun. I'll know more when I grab myself an O-ring. Alright, so I need to go much farther up. Okay. I am making a inline clip ballistic ball inline clip for the flak. I'm basically redesigning my original idea to be more. Yeah, that's probably still too small. To work with multiple kinds of ballistic balls and not just one specific type. Trying to make it work as best I can. Right now, I'm doing a little bit of guesswork for where I need to be. It says 21, so I'm close. Okay. Again, using Tinkercad. I should really learn a different program, but I've been using Tinkercad for so long now that it's like, I'll probably learn it eventually. There's a program for the iPad Pro that I've been wanting to learn how to use. It's supposed to be similar to, close. It's supposed to be similar to Fusion 360. So I'm hoping to learn with that since mostly everything I do nowadays is on my iPad Pro. The only reason I'm on my laptop right now is because I'm able to do multiple screens. Right, so that's very close. Wait a minute. Should I make a mistake? See. Okay, yeah. Oops. Yeah, sometimes that happens too, to where it's like I forget to deselect something and I end up changing its size. Go back a little bit. Is this the right side? 43.5. No, wait, no, that's right. Never mind. What am I thinking? So I know it needs to be T plus. So that's still right. So it needs to be as close to 18.6 as I can get. And I only have to do this a little bit, so I'm almost done. Well, at least with this part. 0.65. See what that gives me. Alright, just make sure it's still the right size. You me. Ooh, nice. Perfect. Just about it, anyway. So I know that, so let's see. Actually, no, there's an easier way of doing this. Yeah, so I know that I need to take away the 2.1 millimeters on the bottom. So all I gotta do, then flip this around. Yep. Now I can put these two together. And yep. So now when these are lined up, if I make this hole real quick. Did I do that wrong? Oh wait, no, I didn't. Seems wrong. Did I have the wrong number in my head? What number am I supposed to have? 18.6. Supposed to have. There's an easier way of doing this too. Put that back together. So if I just make this 18.6. Nope, I want to wind up with that. There we go. Make that a hole. Alright, so now I should be able to tell how far down I need to go to make those two match. Actually, let me change the snap grid from 1 millimeter to 0.5 millimeter and see what I get. Alright, so right about there is a little bit. Oop, no, don't want to do that. Since I've gone this far, I might as well bring it down a little bit lower. Alright, let's see. No. Go a little bit. Because I can see exactly where it needs to be. Should be right about there. Alright. So ideally, hold on to that for later. Alright, so I know that this is 19.7. So that means that this should be 2.05. Okay, so that's what I needed. My numbers were slightly off. So if I take him, flip it around. Alright, let's try this again, see if they'll match up like they're supposed to. I'll bring them over here. Oh, I am an idiot. I need to actually put it at 6 millimeter. Yeah, that's like perfect. All right. Great. Okay. So I got that one. but this is for my 43.5. That's for the 45, so that would go with this guy over here. Yep. Okay, so now I essentially have the two for the smaller ones. So I have, this is the bottom. So I know that this is 19.7. So I can just raise this on. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Raise this up to, nope, that's not what I wanted. Copied the wrong thing. That's the top, that's the problem. Okay. Wait a minute. It's to 2 point, what? Oh, okay, I see what happened. I was gonna say, it's like, what happened? Okay. I accidentally hit paste instead of copy. Whoops. It's alright. Alright. Okay, so now I've got a base of 39.7. Okay, actually no, there's an easier way of doing this. So I have in total 1.7, no, 178. Okay, minus 3.5. Okay, minus, let's see, minus 19.7. Oh, welcome, Cordell. I'll be watching WandaVision after this stream. I'm making a ballistic ball inline clip. This is the original model for the flak. Is currently what I'm working on. Since I don't have any official hyper measurements to go off of yet, we have guesses, but nothing official. So I'm not going to attempt to end. I'm already in talks with Trip Miller about it, because I know he has plans for it. Okay, so I know that. So this tells me that this height, if I want it to be matching up with that, needs to be 154.8. Okay, an easy way to figure out how high that needs to be for the cap. So 174.5 is where this needs to be. Alright, so then I can just select these guys, line them up. There we go. So this is the inside of the tube right here. Ideally. Oh, whoops. That's when I make those together. I should have made them a... there we go. There we go. Alright, so here's the inside of the tube right here. And here's the outside. So if we put these two together, they should line up nicely. Oh, wrong one. That one. Is that not equal what I thought it did? Yeah, it should be equal 120. Interesting. So it does equal 178. 178. Alright, just making sure that they actually equal up. There we go. So ideally, this should give me a ballistic ball inline clip. Alright, I'll let that load for a minute. Oh, pardon me. Oh, okay. Alright, now we can take a look at it. So for the smaller ones, Yeah. So it looks like I've got... Yep, there we go. Perfect. Although it doesn't look like there's a hole in the bottom. That has me concerned. So if I just make it... Sometimes Tinkercad would do it when it's the exact same size as the other piece. Sometimes it doesn't want to quite line it up right. So what I find is I'll usually add a 0.1 to the hole that I'm taking out of it, just to make sure that it goes out of the tube. So that theoretically should fix the problem. Give it a second to load up. Oh, all right. Oh man, I need more coffee. Interesting. What am I doing wrong then? Because this is a interesting problem. Because if I separate it, I've clearly got the piece here on the bottom. I got the piece at the top. To make it even a little bit more bigger. Okay. Wait, did I make the wrong thing? Okay, yeah. I ended up raising the wrong thing. I was trying to grab the outer shell. I was trying to grab the inner shell. I grabbed the outer shell. Make sure I'm grabbing the right thing this time. Okay, there we go. Alright. So I'm going to raise that by 0.1. So it helps. That explains what happened. Going to make sure you actually are changing the thing that you wanted to change. Okay. So that should fix my problem. Oh, should be. I'm still not getting the hole in the bottom. That is... It's weird. There's like some kind of... Oh. Okay, I think I know what happened. Right, there's a separation between... I had to do the same thing with the... Oop, no, come back here, you. I did not want to do that. Alright. So that tells me that these two pieces, while technically speaking, they should technically be touching, for some reason they are not. So what I'll do in this situation, so that might be the problem. So instead of, so let me shrink this back down to the size it's supposed to be. So this tells me that I need to go down to here, to where these two pieces are interacting with each other. So, and this is where I will add a 1 here, but then lower it down by 1. There we go. It's a little bit easier if they're already solid when you want to join them together than trying to make them join them together as holes. Hey, why am I yawning? It's like now that I've yawned the one time, now it's just a never-ending gate of yawns. Alright, so let's try this again. The issue I'm still having trouble figuring out is how I'm going to have them interlock. Like, I know I want to do something, but it's like right there, but I can't quite figure out how I want to do it. There we go. Alright, so yeah, that should be perfect. Get a second to load. Anybody here actually messed around with Tinkercad before? It's not a bad program considering it's free. There we go. That's what I wanted. Perfect. Alright, so now I have my nice tube for my inline clip. So if I wanted to do the easy way, I would just, well, what I did the first time, which is where I connected. Oh, come back here. Ugh. I connected the tube to the base of the original design by Slug. But what I'm trying not to do is make it to where you have to put a screwdriver down the tube to attach it to the blaster. So I'm trying to come up with some quick twist on, twist off method. And if I have to lose one of my ballistic balls, that's fine. Or like in how much storage it can hold. That's currently what I've been trying to wrap my brain around. I think I'm going to go with my original idea for now, and then later on, if I want to, I can change how I have it designed. Because right now, my original idea was just pretty simple. Nope, I didn't want to do that. Let me grab my perfect circles. Smooth circles. Alright, so if I want to have a sturdy... Where did I put that? I had my calipers. I just had them. I swear I had them. What did I do with it? Oh, no, I got it. May or not have been sitting on them. Okay. Why am I blurry? Is that better? Just looked like I was blurry for a second. Maybe it's just me. If I look blurry, let me know. Alright, so back to what I was saying. I'm essentially going to make little pegs on the bottom. So I've got about 4 millimeters to play with. I might be able to get away with 5. Yeah. Okay. So 5. Actually, oh, that's not a bad idea. Okay, so that would help me not lose as much space. So that would give me 6 to work with. Okay, if I make it 2. Let me see. Is that by 2? Make that 1. 3. And the only thing I'm worried about with these is them being a little bit too fragile and snapping off. So the thought is to have these pegs be on the bottom of the tube. And then let's group these together so I don't lose them. And then when you put the tube on, you would put these into here and then twist. Like a quarter turn or something. So it would be here and then it would end up here. And then have an O-ring be in the middle to help add a little bit of pressure to hold it in place. Let's see. Have to figure this one out. Let's see, so if it's gonna go from here to here, that's like a pretty short twist. It didn't even have to be that far, it just be from there to there. Okay. Alright, so I know that these are going to be 5. Oh, 6, 8. Oops. Forgot to shrink that. Actually, I could probably make this one. It's already at 2. This is gonna be 4. Alright, there we go. If this is a horrible idea, let me know. I've not made an interlocking system before like this. Oop. My printer is yelling at me. It ran out of filament. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll be right back. Oh. Alright, printer is back online. Okay. What'd I miss? Nothing. Alright. Alright, so I know this is going to be 5. This one's a total of 50.6. And the middle is... Yep, I have it over here. So the middle is 18.6. Alright, so I need... So... 50.6 minus 18.6 is 32 minus 5, 27 divided by 2, 13.5. Alright, so let me rotate this 90 degrees so the screw holes aren't in my way. Alright, so let's see. Nope, I did that math wrong. I don't know, so it's... Oh, okay, never mind, I realized what I did. Yeah, I did the math wrong on that one. Divided by 2. There we go. Minus 5. Okay. 2. So it's going to be 5.5. Okay. Okay, I see what I did wrong. Working off the working off the diameter instead of the radius. Okay, so if I want it there, which that should be fine. So that's where it needs to end. Okay. So that's what I know I'm at. So let's see, so 5.5 from the end. So it's basically minus 11. Okay, so 50.6 minus 11. So that's 39.6. Nice odd number. Okay. Alright, so 5 inside of that would be be 34. Nope. Yeah, that's right. 34.6. Okay. That doesn't seem right. Let's see here. If it lines up great, it just doesn't feel like this lines up right. Actually, no, there's an easier, better way to do that would be make that a hole, as well. At least then I can see it a little bit better. Alright. Okay. And then if I, theoretically, if I line these two up and put that in the center there, it should line up with the... Okay. Yeah, so I definitely did my math wrong on that one. Okay. Hold on. Because this is... Did I do that wrong? So that's 5. This will be 10. No, that did that very poorly. 5 plus 5 is minus 11. Oh man, my brain. I swear, dealing with diameters and radiuses, it's just like always throws my brain off so bad. So the circle has to be the inside. Oh man, I'm showing my intelligence. Because it's 5 wide. So this was a... No, that's not right. So I thought I did the math right on that one. Be 11 would be... Yeah, 39.6. That's not lining up, though, is the problem. It's not even lining up with the... So it was lining up with this. I mean, theoretically, it should be... Sitting right at 5.5. But that's not the center of the circle. No, okay, no, it is. Okay. Okay. So the thing I messed up was the inner circle. Oh. Oh. I minus... Okay, I see exactly what I did wrong. Again, I did the same thing where I minus the radius instead of the diameter. Okay. So it should be 29.6. Okay. Okay. Yes, I realize I left it as an oval. Give me a second. There we go. All right. There we go. Okay, so this should line up better. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Alright, that matches up, thankfully. Alright. Okay, so let's see here. Put you over here. Gotta duplicate you because I'm gonna need you over there. Right, now basically doing the same thing, but with the 4 on the top. No. Yeah, no, I had that right. I had that right. Okay. 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 So if it's... Alright, so the 4 would be on the upper one, so that'd be another one in, so that'd be 6.5, so that'd be 13. Okay. So 50.6 minus 13 would be 37.6. Okay. Alright. And to have the 4s, it'd be minus 8 would be 29.6 as well. Okay. Really? Oh yeah, because it would be a thinner... yeah. See if this lines up like it should. As long as I didn't do something horribly wrong. It should line up with the exact edge. Oh, this is lining up with the outside edge. Why is it not lining up with the inside? Oh, because it's not 4. Okay. Yep. Okay. Because the 4 is in the middle of the 5, not all the way over. Oh, technically speaking, I could make it all the way over. But, okay. So it'd be 1, so it'd be, okay. Hold on a second. So if it was in the middle of that, it would be minus 1. So we have, I don't know, it would be 0.5 on either side. So, okay. Oh, so that would just be straight up 12. Okay. Instead of 13. Okay. Okay. That's why. Alright. Okay. And this would be 30.6. Okay. It's these little math mistakes that really get you. Okay. Alright, so now let's see how well this lines up. I am curious on how well this is going to work. Because this is not my original plan. It's just, honestly, I didn't even come up with this plan until tonight. I might end up increasing this a little bit later on, just so it's not an exact fit. Either that or shrinking the... yeah, because that's an exact... Whoop, didn't want to do that. Alright, because now it's an exact size for where it's supposed to be. Okay. Okay. So I know what needs to happen there. So 6. So this needs to be 2. This is going to be 4. But it's going to be up by... Nope, not 4. 2. I can do it. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Okay. Move these. Oop, no, grab too much. What am I grabbing? There we go. Okay, now I've got those two. Now I'm going to put these over here. Bring this down here. This is the part where I have to... I can't have a complete circle, obviously. It's got to be one where it goes in and then rotates. So what I need, actually, is this piece right here. Put this at so that I can... So I just need that 5mm circle. Because this is going to be 6. Okay. Because that's gonna need to be the slot where the peg actually goes in. Now I'm gonna need one on the other side as well. So do that same trick again that we did earlier. Set by 25, and then rotate this 180 degrees, and then drop this right there. Okay. So actually, let me put these guys up by 50. Because what I need to do... again, I have to take away that perfect circle. So this is 39.6, so 39.6 divided by 2, 19.8. They need to be ending up both right there. Okay. Yeah, that should be right. Okay, no, so if I just duplicate this... This one's going to go... I think I've got it figured out for what I'm going to do. So I should be able to just take this one and go that way. Take this one and go this way. Oop, nope, didn't want to do that. That's the wrong thing. Actually, no, that'd probably be better for doing it if I just... It's not good to stack things upon things and constantly go combine, combine, combine. Every now and again, you want to just... you want to go back and ungroup. Oop, nope, not like that. You want to go back and ungroup things. Nope, I went the wrong way. You want to go back and ungroup things. I want to make sure that... Right, so that is only 2. Okay, that's all I need to know. Because you want to go back and ungroup things so you don't have too many things, again, stacked on top of each other, adding combine, combine, combine. You really want to combine it all into one for a... at least that's just what I found Tinkercad likes. Okay. Lower this to 0. Lower this to 0. Okay. Then I can combine these. Make it a circle. Okay. This is going. This is working. Okay. Then if I take this, line it up center here. Alright. So then that would be the... Okay, no, I did that wrong. Well, I didn't do it wrong, but I need to add more circles at these points. Oh, that's annoying. I wanted to do that the exact opposite way. Because I need it to... This is where the slot's going to go in and then twist, but then I need another circle that's 5 millimeters at the bottom of the other one for it to actually notch into. So basically I need this to be right about there. So this really needs to be right about there, so I gotta figure out where there is. Oh, actually no, I can do that. I can do that. Let's see, so I need to take this away. So I need another one of you. Well, really I'm gonna need like 4 of these. But I'll just start with these 2. Ground level. So kind of like that, to where it would lock in place, similar to that. Alright, so to do that, I should be able to, if I erase this section, I'm going to make them solid first. So if I erase this section, should be able to, right, and then this. And then I know that, so this is 9.9 minus 2.5. What did I say? 9.9 minus 2.5, 7.4. So I know that this needs to be at 7.4. So, the inner circle needs to be a little bit bigger. Because the lower level lines up. No, not quite. Okay. Okay. Let's see. So why do you guys not want to line up now? Actually, I might need to do this a little bit differently. Okay. And change my work plane to here. Hit it when it does that. So, okay. So I didn't know that this needs to be 2. This needs to be 5. This needs to be 2.5. There we go. And this is going to be So this tells me that this is bigger than 5 millimeters, which it shouldn't be. Which is unfortunate, because like that tells me that I need to go back to, or figure out exactly what size it is. Go back. Okay, so somehow it ended up being 6.1. That's interesting. So how tall is the upper one then? There we go. So I might go about it this way. So that needs to be lower by 2. It gets a little tricky when you change the work plane. Okay, let's see here. There. And this is right about. And that's 4.7. It would be 9.4. Whoop, nope, that's wrong. I was looking at the wrong thing. So this needs to be half of that. And half of 4% would be 2.35. That's 6.10, so that should be 3.05. There we go. Okay. So, to make it a little bit easier on myself, the issue is that. Okay. Okay, so putting the work plane back. group these two together for now. So I can then duplicate and then slide over here. I've started working on the everything I've done so far. I finished the tube part. I've got the main base done. I'm working on the actual interlocking system now, is what I'm working on. So I'm trying to get that where I want it. I'm going to end up changing the sides of this because it's easier to change the sides of this than figure out what I did wrong when designing this. So I'm being lazy. This has to be 6.1. Alright, so this has to be 6.1. To grab all of this and put it over here so I can figure out my exactly where that circle needs to adjust to. And it needs to be at 0. Oh, actually, yeah, I gotcha. Why doesn't that line up is the better question. Because that doesn't line up. What did I do here? Okay, so I'm going to have to actually fix my mistake. That's annoying. Okay. That's annoying. So I have to go back a little bit and figure out what I did to my circle. Save those over here for now. You guys not lined up properly? Is that the problem? No, you're lined up. Then what's the issue? Because this is supposed to be 4, ideally. As far as like the actual width. Because actually I may have done this wrong. Because if I need to be that thick, I might need to double. Which is what I did. Because I want it to be 4 all the way around. So it is 8 smaller. So that should be. So if I were to. Pardon me. I have a 4mm circle. So let's see if this is the problem. Okay, so that does line up. Okay, so that's right. that. And they're lined up. So if I were to take a double check this, so that means my math is wrong somewhere else. Okay, so I was right in that aspect. That's right. If I just want to grab that, not anything else, I'm going to go about it from this direction. Just so I don't have to grab anything else. There we go. Nice, that appears to line up. So, that means when I was taking away part of the circle, well, because it would be at an angle. But it should be all the way around. Oh, pardon me. Oh, yeah. Alright, so let me regroup these two. Because they are correct. I just double checked all my math on that one. Or wouldn't it be a matter of... Let's see. Because I unfortunately can't do... I could do a 90 degree though. If I wanted to do a 90 degree, I'd just rotate it some. That could be doable. Okay. Let me try that. Nope, that's wrong. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to... But I had something else. Alright, so I know that that's half. And if I take this and then rotate it 90 degrees, alright, so that should be 90 degrees. Okay. So now I have a 90 degree angle. So if I do it that way, because I want to keep them in the position so I don't have to figure out where they need to go later. So that's my 5. This is 8. So that's 19.8 in. So add 2.5 to that. So it's 22.3. Okay. I think that was wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. Hold on. Because it's 19.8 over 22.3. That's what I did. Does math hate me? I love my favorite is Prushiment. That's the one. That's my favorite to use. So explain to me. Oh, I went the wrong way. That's why. Okay, so it's 19.8 minus. Okay, I see what I did now. I was adding when I should have been subtracting. There we go. Okay. I'm getting it. There we go. That's what I needed. Yeah, I mean, but I also have Prusa printers, and they just work so beautifully with Prushiment. So if I have my choice, I'll use them. I've also had really good luck with Prushiment, so... See, this is the part that confuses me. Why is that... See, that's very clearly more than 4. Now, the bottom is correct, but the top is very clearly not... is very clearly bigger than 4 millimeters. I thought I had it. I thought I had that right. It was 4, right? Oh. Oh, that explains everything. Oh, man. That explains a lot. Okay. I was, for some reason, thinking that was 3. Oh, it was 4, but it's 3. So let me go with 4 and see what happens. Okay, so I should be able to do the same thing I did here. Alright, so 17. So 17.15 minus 2.5, 14.65. And you should be able to line it up here to where I shouldn't have to do that. There we go. Okay, now that looks right. Okay. I've got 1. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to duplicate this, bring it over here, group it. Okay. Figure out the best way to do this. Actually, there was probably an easier way to go about this. Let me see. 50 here and 50 there. So if I undo that, yeah, because then all I gotta do is shrink that by half. Yeah, so 39.6 divided by 2, 19.8. Okay. Oop, nope. That's not what I want. Okay. Let me actually get you lined up where you want to be so I can actually use the proper math. Okay, there we go. So copy that, put that here. Right. Okay. There we go. Okay. 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 Well, I mean, it depends. If you're wanting budget or you're wanting quality brands, I guess you could say, or more expensive brands. Because, I mean, for budget brands, I like eSun, Hatchbox. Those are both really good. For expensive, I go Prushimit, which Prushimit's only more expensive because I have to get it shipped here from across the sea. I also like Filamentum is really good. Those are the main two like quality ones that I go with. Let me duplicate you again and put you at 75. Same with you. Put you at 75 because then all I have to do is group these. Will that change? Okay, so it doesn't look like it's changed, so I should be able to just rotate this 180 degrees and then just drop these into place. Just like I did that. Okay. Okay. Alright. There we go. Alright. I have my test piece, I guess. And make that a hole. Now here's the way to do this. 0, 0. And then we can center this. Alright, now, obviously we see the situation we're in here, so we're going to rotate this probably about 45 degrees. Yeah, probably 45. Okay, so 45 degrees is where we're rotating that. Okay. Let me drop you real quick because I need to see where. So these are what I need. So I'm going to duplicate this again. Set it up about 50. Same with this piece here. Duplicate it. Come here. And then send it up by 50. I have way too many things on my screen. I need to get rid of some of these that I don't need anymore. This I think I still need for... No, I don't need it. That's just a standard circle. I don't need these anymore. Okay. So I can regroup these. Actually, how is this? Okay, no, I don't need that anymore either. I don't need that. can start wherever you feel comfortable. Like if you prefer, like if you want to start with Nerf official Nerf blasters and modding them, absolutely go for it. If you want to start with 3D printed ones, go for that as well. I mean, it's. Oh, actually, you know what? I need to. So I need to make sure everything's in the right position. I need to rotate this 45 degrees. There we go. Okay. So now when I put everything together, because I'm going to be lining up the posts with these holes here. These holes again. Bring this up to 0. Let's see what this looks like. Second to boot up. Oh, actually, I should separate out some of those groups while I'm thinking about it. So I'll do that next. After that's done. There we go. Okay. Now I'm worried that like it's not going to be enough to latch, but we'll have to test that. Actually, print one of these out and test it. Not too shabby though. The only thing I have left to do really is add in the spot for the O-ring. I can do that again. There we go. Okay, so now I can get everything together. These are 6. So let me move this down to about 10. Same with this. Lower this down to about 10. That's where it's going to end up. So then it's a twist essentially. You're going to slide it into place and then twist it to lock it into its position. There's going to be an O-ring between the base and the tube, which will give it which will both apply pressure between the parts, kind of locking it into place, as well as providing a seal between the two parts as well. So this is the finished tube. So make that as 16. I want to make sure these two are lined up. Bring this over here for a second. That was the plan originally. I wanted to send one of these to Barrett a while ago, but then I never finished it. And so I was planning on sending him a FLAC, but like I wanted to get this done and send it to him, and I just never got around to getting it done. So let me get this properly set up. There we go. Alright, and then what I can do is go ahead and grab everything here, and then regroup everything. And then I should be able to just 0. Woo! Didn't mean to do that. 0 and 0. Alright. So. And let me rotate this by 45 degrees. Alright, so now it should be new. Why? Oh, I went the wrong way. Okay. Oop, nope. Let me see how this actually works. Just right this time. Going the wrong way. Stop doing that. Okay, why are you not lining up now? Because it should have been a simple... It should be 45. Well, it's more... Interesting. Because, like, I set this at 0, and I can actually have a better look. Okay, so that's where that is. So that's where it is when it should be set in place. Yeah, that's right. So this is where it'll be when it's set in place. Oh, that's why. Okay. So ideally, back up here, basically what'll happen is you just rotate over to here. Okay, 90 degrees. Okay, yeah. Sorry. It's a 90-degree angle, not a 45-degree angle. Okay, yeah. So it'll twist, and then it from there, it'll lift out. Then putting in, and then twist. Okay. So, yeah, so we gotta... So basically, alright, so here we go. Basically, it'll insert in, twist into place. Okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. This is a good start. I like how this is starting. To see how it's definitely not optimized for printing. I'll say that for sure. Like, this could definitely use some optimization. I might still be able to print it without support, though. We'll see. We'll see. I have some ideas. I'll have to test it out some. I gotta make sure everything is actually lined up the way it's supposed to be. Like, the main thing to do is start with the base, get the base printed, and make sure it fits on the flak. From there, I can go through and make sure that the tube slots into place, and then from there I can actually check the tube itself to make sure that the inline clip actually works. Alright. Not bad. Okay. Well, thank you for everyone who did join me. I'm going to go ahead and call this a night here. I've been streaming for almost 2 hours now. Hope you guys enjoy this. I didn't have any blasters to build, although I do have to do some finish replacing parts on my gecko to get that ready so I can have a video out on Monday about the gecko. I've also got a couple of barrels for the XC blaster that were kindly sent to me. That I had to cut the tube to the right size, and then I can actually test out, see what it is. So that'll be exciting as well. That should be Wednesdays. I can't speak. That should be Wednesday's video. And of course, I got a couple more things planned that I'm hoping to start with. So thank you all for watching. I'm gonna start. I've pretty much gotten as far as I can go without printing anything, because right now I've got the basic design. I need to print it, test it, and then I can make it look pretty much. So thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. And until then, I'm Boomstick.